Hi friends! Today I'm making another Roselle leaves recipe, but this time I'm making a light and simple soup with minimal time and effort. Traditionally, this is a very common way to enjoy a side of warm soup next to a set of main dishes. In Burma or Myanmar, Roselle leaves are very popular, mainly for their distinct sour flavor. If you're not a fan of sour dishes, this may not be it for you, but it does give a nice balanced taste once combined with other salty ingredients. For the soup, I'm using 3 big stems worth, removing the leaves from the stems. I know these aren't the easiest to find at grocery stores, especially for those of us living abroad. I would highly recommend trying growing these in your garden if weather permits. I get mine from our local Vietnamese grocery store or even sometimes from this small Burmese shop. So this is how much I'm using today. It's time to give them a good wash and put them aside until they're ready to use in a few minutes. To the soup, I'll also be adding 2 shallots. You can also use onions. Next, I'll be needing some dried shrimp, and feel free to leave this out if this is not accessible to you. Then, some shrimp paste. For the dried shrimp, I'm turning this into a fine powder. And now it's time to boil some water. On medium heat in a small pot, add 3 cups of water. Then add a 1/4 teaspoon of shrimp paste. Once the shrimp paste have dissolved into the water, you can now start adding the leaves. With the lid closed, let this simmer for about 2 minutes. And by then, the leaves should be cooked about 90%. So now it's time to add some seasonings. Starting with shrimp powder, or dried shrimp powder. Then my ever so faithful mushroom seasoning, which is also completely optional. Add some fish sauce and a tiny bit of salt. And give that a quick stir and let it come back to a gentle boil. Then it's time to add the shallots. I slice them up nice and thin or some thick and just throw them into the pot. Now, all that's left to do is wait for the shallots to cook, which doesn't take very long. It took about maybe another 2 minutes. And by then, the soup is done. Just give it a quick taste to make sure you don't need any more salt or fish sauce. And just a warning, it will be on a little bit of a sour taste, so yeah. And once you're satisfied, just take it off the heat. Joining the soup for today's dinner will be some fried fish, fried mackerel to be exact. I would say this is definitely one of those that's an acquired taste. For those of us who have developed a taste for this, we find this to be very refreshing during our meals. And with that, this concludes the end of this recipe. If you stuck around, if you're watching this, thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. Until next week, have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the sunshine or the rain, and I'll see you again next time. Bye! Why are you laughing at me?
You can't do it either.